What's up, guys? So I haven't traded the last 3 or 4 days. Pretty much ever since I had that, couple of bad trading days last week. I think I had losing days, two in the four figures last week, and then I ended one of the days minus a couple $100 or something like that. So it was time for me to do a reset. Oftentimes, it's good to just stop and reevaluate where you're at with regards to your trading and whatnot. So I just reviewed my own recordings, videos to see what I was doing right, when I wasn't doing right. Basically, I came down to several things, right? One is I was taking too big of a size in my initial trade. So the analogy would be, if I were to be a boxer in a ring or whatnot, I got to feel out my opponent with the jab first before I commit to a power punch. And so that's what I need to do. I wasn't doing that. I was taking too big of a size initially. I wasn't stopping out, etc. So I needed to take some time off to just reset those things, and so that's what I did. Now I am back, so that being said, these are my trades for today. Ignore the trades on silver, SLV and SLV, because those are sort of my swing trades. Silver is doing kind of well. It hit a high. I can actually talk about that. So silver, this is how silver looks like today. I sold some here. I set some more at this level. And the reason for selling silver is, if you look at the daily level, it sort of hit a low here, 1340 something, but it hit a high in the 15s right around here. I think I bought it somewhere in the 13s down here, but each time it just it hits this level and then it drops, and so it hit somewhere up here, and then it looks like it's starting to drop again. So I think it was time for me to cash out some of my holdings in silver. So, but they're swing trades, so not really going to spend too much time talking about it. But a lot of the things work similarly with day trades and swing trades. So that's silver. What I did today was on eBay. So on daily level, eBay kind of went up, and then on the 15-minute, there's this big rejection here. It dropped and then it popped back up. 5-minute, same thing. And so I took the breakout trade. I went long on this. So that's how the 5-minute looks like. But on here, on the 1-minute, you see here it did a dip to VWAP, got pushed back up. It was about to break this high here, the 41.61. So I went long, added to my position. It dipped a bit, and then on the way back up, I added to it. So I had about 2,000 shares, and I started to scale out because I don't like holding that big of a position, especially after recovering. So I added. I got out 500 shares here, and then I got out the rest pretty much near the top, because as you can see now, it dropped back and it's going down. And the reason why I felt comfortable adding at this area too, when it was above this, why I went in and I added, is you see this kind of doji. So it popped, but this is really, there's some indecision here, but there's a lot of momentum going up. You look at the volume, it's all white volume here, and then also they sit. The EMAs, both of them sit above 2 of the SMA, so there's good level of resistance and support. As you can see here, it dropped, but it sort of held this level. Now it looks like it may just drop through, and it's going to be a short. If the 2 EMAs go through instead of hitting it and then bouncing off of it. So we'll see what happens here. But that's my trade on eBay. Novartis is another trade I did. So for Novartis, what I did here, So on the daily level, it popped up, and like I said, it likes to fill the gap. And notice that today, this is the only stock that I went short on. Usually, for some reason, not that I have a bias or anything, but usually most of the trades I do end up being shorts. But today, it's mostly longs. Either way, I was at the top here. I shorted it. And the reason why I went short is because I saw this level. I actually went in, I think, 1 minute before the start of the new 5 minute. And it's because of this level. It's 94.62. It pretty much was about to break that level. On the 5 minutes, this is how it looks like. It's almost like an opening range breakout, because I would have went in here if I waited an extra minute or so, but I went in here right at this level, 94.60 or something like that. 1 minute, this is how it looks like. Again, there's this level right here that was formed in the open, pre-market open, not between 9 and 9:30, 94.60. It hit that level once, hit it twice, and then it bounced. Now it's about to break that here. So on the third time, usually, if it keeps trying at the level, it does succeed. That's what I was, there's a high probability of that happening. It doesn't happen all the time. So I went short, it dropped, I covered, and then it hit this new level, sort of stayed there for a bit before dropping again. But I got all out at this point. This is actually my first trade of the day, Novartis. Only 500 shares. Like I said, for the reasons I specified earlier, I didn't want to do anything too crazy while recovering from fairly big losses last week. I didn't like that. And then Philip Morris. I traded Philip Morris, daily level, it's up. This time I actually went long on it. 15 minute, as you can see, it held this level, and then it's just higher highs, and it's sitting right on this VWAP. So I went in right at VWAP, 5 minute. It did this ABCD, so A, B, C, D on the way up, or you can think of it as like a bull flag or whatnot. So right around here, on the way up, I went long. After this bounce off of the VWAP, I went long for the break of high of the day, and it did. It popped up. It was sort of consolidating here. I want no part of any consolidation. That's the way I play. I play it safe. I could have kept like a very small share. That would probably be the smarter move. That's what most other traders probably do. But I'm super conservative at this moment in time. You can call it PTSD from last week. 1 minute is how it looks like. So that's the high of the day, 85.74. It's sitting on this. So I'm kind of influenced too by Andrew's talk. I'll put a link below. He talked about when not to short a strong stock and whatnot. He uses Yelp example when he lost like $7.5 grand or something like that in a day. And so that's a very good video. So I kind of tried to emulate the same thing. And also when I was looking at this, it's every time it hits the EMA, it bounces. It's the two EMAs are here. The SMA is trending upwards. The EMAs are above the SMA. They're trending along the same upward slope. And it doesn't appear like it's going to cross. VWAP was a good point as well. It hits VWAP and it just keeps trending higher. So I took a small position, 500 shares. So I was able to sort of weather the ups and downs. I was going to get out if it drops below anything, down here. 500 shares, it popped up, and then I pretty much got out all here because, as you can see, it sort of moved up and down at this level, and I wasn't sure if it was going to then just drop on me. So 500 shares. So overall, my day is pretty good. Just looking at the day trading stuff, it's $446, 23 tickets, and $30 in commission. So basically the lesson is for myself is if you're having a streak of bad days or whatnot, I mean, it's real money here that people are losing. So you got to take time to reset, figure out why you're having a string of losses, especially in such a close time period, what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong, and reevaluate how you're approaching the problem, because if you keep doing the same thing, it's just madness. So but it's good. I'm still fairly new at this, only been doing it for like a year or so, and bad habits keep coming in, so got to keep working at doing it. And lets you know that even though I had a string of no losses in June, July is kicking my butt, so it just means that I have to be more consistent. Really the only thing I can affect is really how I take my losses, and I need to take smaller sizes, maybe even go back to winning $100-200 a day, but doing that consistently more than having a couple hundred but losing a few grand, even if it's sporadically a day or two in a month. But that's a lot of money to lose, so gotta put an end to that. But it's always human nature. Yourself is your greatest enemy, and things like that I need to work on. So that's pretty much it for the day. So yeah, well, hopefully everyone does better than I do. But all right, that's it for my personal journal entry.